What's up, everybody? How are you? For some reason, it's so strange. I don't know why it's doing it, but my laptop says it's 11:53 a.m. and my desktop and my phone say that it's 12:02 p.m. So, my laptop is off by 10 minutes, which is strange because I looked at my laptop. I was like, there's no way. I just made this live go 7 minutes early. I looked at the desktop. I was like, okay, I'm on time. My laptop is off time. Hi, Glenna. Hi, Peggy. Hi, Cindy, Kathy, and Lisa. So good to see you guys. So today we're gonna do our Backstage Pass review, our stash review for everybody today. So I'm gonna let a few more people hop in before we start on that, because I am going to go over the live classes and the points you get, so on and so forth. But while we're waiting for everybody else to join in, I just wanted to show you quickly some of the jewelry for Wednesday so you guys know what to expect. Hi, Lynn. Good to see you. Thanks for popping that link in there, Aunt Jean. Hi, Stephanie and Leslie. Good to see you all as well. My ring light is kind of blocking the camera or the comments a little bit, so I'll try my best to see those. Hi, Carmen. So for Wednesday, you can expect to make Rivoli rings, which amazing, with this really beautiful Swarovski 12 millimeter crystal. And then we have two more rings that'll be featured on Wednesday. This one's cool. It's got like a scalloped pattern, and then this one's super duper cute. This one will come blank, so you can put whatever you want in the little bezel area there. Isn't the pearl cute? And then I'm wearing the big massive bib necklace that I made. I do want to bring it up just a little bit so it goes a little bit wider at the base of my neck, because I just put it on for the first time today, so this should come up a little bit more, but it's absolutely stunning. It's so gorgeous. And then we have these really cute earrings, which I'm featuring this moon this Wednesday too, so you guys will get a chance to buy it instead of just seeing it as an item in your stash. So we made those cute earrings, and then we have these cute earrings for Wednesday. Super duper gorgeous. And then a lot of people have commented on these earrings that I'll be demoing on Wednesday as well. Absolutely stunning. So I'm very excited for Wednesday, if you can't tell. I already have put on jewelry and all that fun stuff. Thanks, Cindy. So today, since not a whole lot of people, not everybody knows about the Backstage Pass, so I did want to go over some things for you guys today as we're doing the demo. But what you're seeing now is an example of what you would receive in a stash shipment. Remember, it's a goodie bag of $75 or more retail value coming your way every month. And this is one of the stash shipments that went out, I think, what was this? The beginning of January this shipped out. So you guys should have all of your stashes by now. And I confused myself a little bit this morning because I pulled the stash that's shipping February 1st early because one of my Canada girls, we combine her shipments. So every 3 stashes we ship hers. So I wanted to pull the stash early so she could get her stuff ahead of time. And we could get her orders that she's been waiting on for a couple months out to her. So I was like, I need to make sure I'm grabbing the right stash for the review today. The Art Deco butterflies are so sleek. It's what that resin does, makes them super glossy. And you guys will love the paint demo for that. So let's go over some of the stuff that you'll get as a Backstage Pass member. And I'm going to bring up the graphic for this as well. So I'm going to disappear for a moment, but you'll still be able to hear me as I'm going through some of this information. So bear with me here as I get this switched over. Hopefully you can still hear me. So as a Backstage Pass member, you'll have access to exclusive live classes. The Vintage Stash Review is one of those classes, a master class, and Ask the Designer. So you're going to get 4 designer classes a month, 2 of which will be Ask the Designer. So for example, we've had some trend resourcing, utilizing AI for product descriptions and marketing help, branding discussions, developing your personal design styles, etc. So you'll get 2 of those classes a month. You'll get a master class once a month. And don't forget, if you sign up today, you also get access to the masterclass library on vintage.com. So in case you guys, I'm going to pop me back up. In case you guys don't know where that's located, it's super easy to get to, and if you're having a hard time finding classes on Facebook, which those do delete every 30 days, not from us. Facebook deletes them every 30 days, so our lives will be available on YouTube, but you can also access the masterclass library on vintage.com. Now you'll go to the subscriptions tab, which I might as well show you guys right here on my desktop as I'm bringing it up. So my light's in my way. Hold on here. So if you're at the home page for vintage.com, up here you're going to see something that says subscriptions. You're going to click that, and you're going to hover over here to the Masterclass Library. And you'll click on that. And I'm not signed in to show you what it looks like. So I'm not signed in. So you have to be signed in, and you have to be signed up for the monthly subscription. So you'll log in. Oh, I don't know if my login information's... Oh, dang it. Okay, well, anyway, it's going to send a code to my email, but sorry, I didn't mean to flip that back over to 2 of me. So anyway, you'll click into there, you'll log in, and from there, you'll be able to see all of the past master classes uploaded to that area with all of the titles and whatnot. And you can also search. If you're having a hard time on finding videos on YouTube, if you go to Vintage Co's page on YouTube, there's an area where you can search the Vintage's YouTube as just Vintage. Like, you're not searching the whole YouTube. You can search just that profile and type in a collection name, and it should bring up the live from there. So I wanted to make sure you guys knew where to access that. Wednesdays don't arrive soon enough. Peggy, you're so cute. I know. You're telling me. You're telling me. So, anyway, you get all that. Bringing up the graphic again. You're going to get 2 times the rewards points, which means 20% cash back on every purchase to be used on any item that's on vintage.com. So, only our retail site. And then, once again, you'll get the monthly Vintage Stash shipment. It's a goodie bag valued at $75 retail or higher. But you'll be instructed by 3 industry top designers. The techniques are developed by myself, Ainsley, Jean, and Wendy, which we have all been in the jewelry industry for over 15 years. And you'll learn how to do patina effects, precious gemstone effects, raku, torchless effects, so on and so forth. So there's a lot of really, really good information and techniques that you'll learn by signing up for the Backstage Pass membership. And Jean also has that link pinned in the comments there. So if you click on that, it'll take you there directly to sign up for it. And it's only $35 a month, which honestly is a steal of a deal. Not only are you getting the 20% back, you're getting 4 design classes exclusive to our subscribers. So you'll see our normal Wednesday classes, our normal Friday classes, our normal loot design classes, but anything that has to do with the vintage stash or designer discussions or the masterclass, those are exclusive and only our subscribers get access to that content, I should say. All right. So I think that's pretty good for that wrap. Let me guys know if you need any of that information. You should sign up again for sure, Carmen, because you guys will get to see me every month more than what you normally do. You will also get access to the Vintage Masterclass group on Facebook. Maybe I can probably actually, I wonder if it'll let me. I don't know if it'll let me tag it because my jewelry page is not part of it. So Aunt Jean, if you wouldn't mind linking the masterclass group to the Facebook comments as well, that would be awesome. And only our subscribers get access to that masterclass exclusive Facebook group. So in the case that you do cancel or pause your subscription, we do have to go in and remove you from that group. But in the case that you do sign up or you are already signed up, we will get you into that group. And I have been sending links to the people that I have noticed that are not in the group but are signed up for the Backstage Pass subscription. So if you have troubles with that, let me know or email me at warehouse@vintage.com and we'll get you taken care of, because we want to make sure that you have access to all that exclusive content and those exclusive groups. Thank you. I think the monthly classes like this shouldn't be private. Receiving the stash is really generous and watching you in action is very edifying. Thanks, Lisa. So we want to ensure with this subscription that you are getting your money's worth, which obviously you are, but we want to make sure that you guys feel like you are our top priority, our exclusive members. But we do appreciate that, Lisa. I know everybody probably wants to have access to it, but you have to be signed up for the subscription. All right. Now, to go through some other things here, I would like to showcase what I have for the Backstage Pass shipment for this month. And you guys are going to love this next month. I already have it picked out, which maybe I should have Corian bring one of those so you guys know what to expect for that, because it's super cute, but I don't know what he's doing right now. All right, so you're going to get several feet, might be 3 or 4 feet of coin chain here. This is the brass-based, silver-plated coin chain. I'm going to get it wrapped around my hand here for you guys. So this has been a hot commodity lately, whether it's silver or gold-plated. So I wanted to make sure that my masterclass ladies all got a sample enough to make a necklace and a bracelet out of, and then you can use, whatever's left over to attach to your earrings, because these as earring dangles are absolutely stunning and phenomenal, which I have demoed before. You guys will love this chain. So I wanted to make sure all of our exclusive ladies got a sample of this, and you're probably going to want to buy more. So I don't know, you might be mad at me for sending you some of this, and then you're just like, oh my gosh, I can't help myself. But that's what we're here for. We're here to show you guys the product that you're missing out on, and the product that you're probably going to use more than once. So along with that coin chain, you're going to get 2 natural brass birds. These are adorable, very, very detailed. Let's get some of that detail in there. Yes. And then it does have a hole punch here in this top wing. That is the only hole punch location on this bird. Very beautiful. It does have a slight dap, so the back is not flat. It does have a ridge there. So, beautiful, beautiful. You're going to get 2 t-shirt blanks. I think these are adorable. I'm probably not going to keep them as t-shirt blanks this time, but do you know how pretty it would be to make a tie-dye, like paint tie-dye onto the shirts and sell it to like hippies and stuff? Or I don't know. Is that a good, that's probably not an accepted term anymore. It's so hard to follow what is accepted and what isn't accepted anymore. But like a little peace sign on here would be adorable with tie-dye. I think would be absolutely stunning. So you'll get 2 of those t-shirt blanks. You're going to get one of our filigree beads. Beautiful, beautiful. Also natural brass. And these I have shown you guys before that they do pull apart and come into like a cross type pattern. You're going to get our Lovebirds bead cap. So I think I might flatten this one out. But our little 2 lovebirds there at the top, and then there's a flower there in the center. And then it comes down to what they're sitting on. So that's also natural brass. I'm going to get this solid brass moon that I had shown you quickly in the design inspiration for Wednesday that's coming up. Very beautiful. I'm going to get a clasp set. This is a pewter-based, silver-plated clasp set with the hook and the eye, which match. Super cute. Love that. A solid brass compass as well. And then I know you guys have seen these before, but these are always super cool. These are super neat hoops. This is like a terrace hoop. Love it. Solid brass as well. And that's what you're going to get in the stash, or what you have gotten in the stash shipment. If you haven't gotten your stash shipment, email me at vintage.com. Lynn started laughing at me. I don't know. I'm so bad about keeping up with terms that are accepted. Like, apparently gypsy isn't an accepted term anymore, but I love that word. I love it. I love it. I don't know. I'm a gypsy this. Like, this reminds me of gypsy. And it just drives me nuts that I need to do a little more research on accepted terms. Ooh, Cindy found her stash. Uh-oh, it wasn't easy. Dang. Well, at least you found it. That's good. Hi, Patty. These birds also look really cool hammered. We did a book project with those a long time ago. Ooh, that would be cool. Looks like everybody's loving that coin chain. Love it. All right, let's get into some design here. Remember, my stash reviews are all design on the flies now, since you guys really like that. I don't know. You guys have told me that you like the design on the fly because it shows you how my brain works when it comes to just seeing some things laid out in front of me, how to make them work together. So let's give it a shot. This one might be a little difficult for me, but we'll try it out. Which I was playing around a little bit. I set this up here originally, which I thought would be cute to make work. And then possibly hang maybe the moon down there. Maybe some coin chain down there. Ooh, okay. I'm liking that. We'll think about that, right? As like a center necklace with some fringe coming down with that moon. Maybe I'll rivet. I might have enough room to rivet this onto there. Or maybe, yeah. And then it could have like a 2. We'll figure it out. I think that's a good start for laying things out for a necklace portion. Let's lay out some other things, and then we'll get rolling. Rolling. You guys know that song? I love it. All right. What else do I want to do? Maybe I'll save a lot of this coin chain for this. Maybe I'll do coin chain at the top up here. So bring an end there. Maybe even we'll do this. We'll have some coin chain coming down to our pendant here. Something like that. Yeah. And then we'll have our moon down here in the center, I'm thinking, with some little coin chain hanging down. Get some something set up here for you guys. These are going to be straight down, but I'm just putting them there for some inspo. I like that. So we'll do something like that. And then for our clasp here, I'm thinking we can do a layered coin chain bracelet for this portion. So we'll have our clasp here, and then we'll double this up or even triple this up depending on how much extra chain we have for a bracelet, for a coin chain bracelet with this clasp closure. Okay. I'm liking that. Coin chain. Do we need, this is really beautiful when it's just by itself, but I'm trying to think, that might be a good, I might flatten this out. I'll do 1, 2, maybe 2 on each. 2 on, yeah, let's try that. I'm gonna flatten out this lovebird here. Remember, I have not pre-done anything for this, so I am flying blind here, ladies. Let's do the lovebird. I'm gonna hammer this down a little bit so it's flat and not bead cap any longer. Ooh, maybe not. Okay, we're not gonna do it all the way flat. Look at this. What do you guys think about this? So the edges here are flat, but this is still domed. I do like that. That's really pretty. So maybe I'll do this. I'll do the domed top with the flat bottoms, and then we'll have chain coming off each of these connectors here, and then I'll glue a chaton there in the center. Kind of makes it look like a butterfly from where I'm seeing it in my position, and I think the chaton there will really just make that pop. Yeah, so what if let me just put it on top of the chain here. Yep, that's beautiful. I think we're gonna do a bracelet and a necklace for sure with the coin chain. Okay, Patty's found her stash as well. Ooh, an anklet? You're getting ahead of the season there, Lynn, but I tell you what, that is a fabulous idea, and now I want to make an anklet for when the summertime comes. Hi, Sherry. Good to see you, dear. It was freezing on Friday. My car wouldn't start on Friday, so I didn't come into work. My car barely started on Saturday, but I needed to go clean my dad's house, which I was in town anyway, so then I came into work on Saturday, worked all day Saturday, had the day off Sunday. Ian's sick, so Ian's at home sick, and he wasn't doing anything all weekend because, you know, you don't want to do anything when you're not feeling well. Got a lot going on. But it's okay. Alright, so this is a good sampling there. What am I gonna do with these puppies? Yay. Okay, I'm gonna pull apart this bead here, because I think I need a little bit more to work with than just the bead. Oh, I need my awl. Hold on. Let's get my awl in here. Poke up this little loop. Careful when you're using your awl and you're folding up things, because I have poked myself and it does not feel good. Oh no. Okay, well, if I need my file, it's on the ground. I'll just have to remember that. Let's pull this open. I'm going to do it a little slow because I don't want to rip this open if some of my points are a little thinner than others. I'm just going to slowly open that up, take the rest with our fingers here, and then we might flatten it depending on what it's looking like. But yeah, it was absolutely freezing over the weekend. It was freezing this morning. It was like -5 when I came into work this morning. Which the wind chill for today is like -30. On Friday it was -40 wind chill, which, no thanks. No thanks. That's too cold for me. Alright, this is really beautiful when it's pulled apart. let's see here. I'm going to just set it down and see what we're working with here. I'm not liking that. Very particular. I think I might need to hammer this a little bit. Make it a little bit more flat. Not liking it quite yet. Let's see here. Alright, I'm going to take the DAP all the way out of this. Alright. Took the DAP out. Let's see here. Not a half. Don't necessarily like that. Yeah, I challenged myself today with some of these items that I don't normally work with. That's not quite it. I'm still liking this how it is. Cut the filigree apart and use the 4 dome pieces to make rings or a hoop-styled earring. Hoop-style earring would be cool. It is a little small, so I don't think that it would wrap around my finger. Unfortunately, maybe a pinky ring. Maybe. But that's stretching it some. So I don't think it'll quite work as a ring, but an earring hoop would be cool. Let's see here. What can Corian do? To look at points that I can possibly cut. Might come in and hang some of these off something. Might want to make these earrings, these birds earrings. Let me pause on these for now. Let's go into our t-shirt blank here, because I am looking at these, and I'm thinking I might want to make these into more like a tag instead of a t-shirt blank. Let me mark this with my X-Acto knife here. I go from the middle down to its armpit point. Kind of just straight slicing. This is very, very light because I am going to hammer the crap out of these. So my mark here isn't going to show up with that. So I'm thinking I might do that. Let's try. I might make these out of earrings with the birds. I'm going to push this stuff over because I already know what I kind of want with those. So let's hammer these with I'm going to do like a smaller rounded hammering, I'm thinking. should be pretty good. I just need to come up and do next to the loop a little bit. Gotta look at it from an angle so I can see if I want any more hammer points where the light is shining. The light will show you your high points versus your low points. That's looking pretty good for that one. I'm going to show you guys the hammer marks right now. And I'm going to hammer off this other one as well. I love those birds as earrings. Nice. Ooh, with the hearts. Oh, Lisa, I see it now. That is a little heart. It's a heart with a little flower there. That is a bunch of little hearts. How cute. Look at you, smarty. We're just gonna hammer out this other one quick. Beautiful, beautiful. Also, typically for my vintage stash, so today we are broadcasting so everybody can view kind of what you can get, what the design process looks like for the vintage stash, so on and so forth. But typically, since we only broadcast to YouTube for master classes now, I usually do these demos horizontally. Instead of a vertical, it'll be like full screen horizontally. So you can have that to look forward to for masterclass videos, for at least for the vintage stash review. My part of it will be a horizontal video. Alright, let me grab some shears here. Take off these sleeves. I think we might add a little bit of paint. Spiced up some. Nice. I'm going to start back on this low side so I can get a good cut up to that loop. I don't want to cut into my loop, so I'm going a little bit slower as I get to the top. And then you can file this because these two sides here will get a little sharp. So make sure you are always filing after you use your shears or anything if you're cutting it off. Or just do my other one. Start on this side because of the loop. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. Nice. Got my little housey tags. Could probably even could make those into diamonds. Diamonds. Okay, I am gonna do that. I'm gonna cut some more. But I'm gonna go from my diamond point here down to what I think is center. I'm not gonna pre-mark this one. You're for sure gonna want to use your shears. For sure. I'll just flip it this way. I'll flip it upside down to get this other direction going from the corner in. You're definitely gonna want to file that point. Now we got like an arrow diamond. Do like that. We're gonna go with that instead of the tag look. Next corner in. Beautiful. All right. Anyone cringing? I totally cut the loop off accidentally. Yes, Janet. So today I know. So I thought it would be cool to tie-dye the shirts, but I said I wasn't going to do that, but I can probably tie-dye a couple more because I do have extra blanks, but I do want to see what they look like cut apart. But I am very good about trying not to get the loop. Ooh, I might cut this too, and then do like a mosaic type thing. Let me cut some of these off here. Oop, sorry for that noise. Just gonna cut right into that hole. Oop, come back. Don't fly off. Oop. Not wanting to cut all the way through. I just want to cut to the loop. So I'm going a little slow there. Something like that. Don't worry, I will file those marks, those areas, but I am liking this look. Okay. Kites with coin chain. Oh, cute. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I am going to paint these too, but my file fell, so let me grab that first. Oh. Scoot in a bit. Kathy, you're so sweet. Let me see if I can pop up your comment here. Looks like there's a few people from YouTube. Hold on. You're so fun. It's like one of those things you just have to do is cut some pieces. But let's file off these t-shirt blanks that we've now made into diamonds. But if you want to reserve your t-shirt blanks for tie-dye with the peace sign, for sure, that'd be really pretty. Let's get some of these sharp points out of here because you don't want anybody to get cut when wearing your jewelry. So we're going to make sure that doesn't happen with our diamonds here. We're going to really dull out those points. They'll still look like points, but you don't need them to be sharp points. They can be rounded off so they don't cut you, especially when it's something that's by your neck or your wrist. You want to avoid that always. All right. I'm rubbing my finger to make sure that it's nice and smooth, isn't going to cut anything. Beautiful. All right, and I'll probably hammer that a little bit more. We'll see. Rounding off the other corners on my other cut blanks. Oy, oy, oy. I think the longest thing is filing all the time because I want to make sure that it's seriously smooth. And you guys can see that I'm going from both the front and the back to ensure that that's taken care of. Almost there on that bottom point. The bottom point's probably going to be your sharpest point, as it was mine. Oh, yeah, wait, now my finger's hurting. Alright, that seems good. Are the t-shirt blanks on the live shop? They are not on the live shop, but they might be on the retail site, which if I do have more of those, Peggy, maybe I'll do a tie-dye thing for the sale that's coming up on Wednesday. Yeah, I don't think they're on vintage.com either, but maybe I'll put them in the live shop or on the live shop so you guys can buy those as well. But I'll do a demo for those too. We'll see. Alright, I need to file off the points that I cut on the filigree ball that we pulled apart and then hammered and then cut. Get that smooth, not sharp. I'll do a little bit more here. Okay, next one. Get smooth and not sharp. Also, the botanical orders for the kits that Jean and Ainsley made 2 weeks ago, so not this last week, but the week before, that product finally arrived. So, Corian is out there packing up orders and getting those shipped out as soon as we can. So those will be on their way to you shortly. I got quite a few of the orders out, or the live shop orders out on Thursday. I wasn't here Friday. I'm just gonna clean off some of my bench block here because there is some metal flakes on it. But some of them we held so they can be shipped together with this one. So, do know that those will be on their way here very soon. Don't forget about those. Now, do I want it to sit closer to the top or in the middle here? Ooh, what if we did something like that? Corian picked like the perfect width for cutting here. Alright, which way is your favorite? Do you like it this way with, where the heck are my tweezers? There they are. We'll do it like that, or like this dang chaton to flip over. Goodness. Alright, which way do you like more, the vertical or the horizontal? Kieran, speaking of Kieran, he actually just left. The horizontal's really pretty. Which one do you guys like more? Middle? Well, they're both in the middle, silly. Middle vertically. So this is the one that Peg likes, Peggy. Janet likes vertical. Okay. Just kidding. I think they look pretty either way. But I do like that. Vertical, Doug says. Lisa said horizontal is unexpected glam. Kathy said horizontal. Connie said vertical. It seems like we're pretty split here. We're pretty split. Huh. Corian's doing some things here. Okay, what if they were a bracelet, though? What if we did... Do I have like a... Do I have a Rivoli here? Where's a Rivoli? Let me grab a... Just a makeshift... I thought I had... I thought... Hold on, there's gonna be one right here. There's gotta be... Okay. Maybe we'll do Jonquil. Middle vertically. Vintage says horizontal. Peggy said asymmetrical. Vertical if it's a bracelet. So vertical if it's a bracelet, and horizontal if it's straight up and down. Still vertical? Vertical if a bracelet? Okay. Let's shoot with vertical because I think we have a little more play for that. Okay. I'm going to keep that Rivoli up there. So we're going to shoot for vertical. And you could do a bracelet like this, which would be cute. Or you could flip it this way. And do 2 hole punches there instead of the 2 loops. And do the 2 loops going outward. Try the filigree on an angle. I like it across. Like that. And do like this one that way. Hold on, let me. That's like with an angle there. Angle's not bad. I like that angle. Unexpected. Yes. So there's a few different ways that you can do this. I think I'm going to go vertical for now. And we're going to rivet these so they're secure. Grab 2 RV040s. They're those rivets with the holes, those solid brass rivets. I'm going to bring these down too. Because don't forget, we still have two more of these puppies to cook with. And our 2 natural brass birds up there as well. So I'm going to... Sorry, I'm wearing blue sweatpants and an orange dress shirt because I forgot that I was going live today. And I keep a dress shirt here just in case that happens. So, not quite matching. We'll have to all make them and share. Yes, you will, for sure. All of you guys, just make them and share your favorite in DIY with Vintage. So I'm going to try and get this pretty center based on these here. So there's 2 little knobs there, 2 little knobs there. So I kind of want them to intersect where the 2 points are. So I think that's a pretty good spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first hole punch the little circle that's in between. Hold on. I have to look at it from here. Because it is a small spot getting hole punch. I want to make sure that I'm not going over edges. So punch that little hole out there. So before and after, punch that little circle there. And do it on the other side quick. Seems to be good. I think so too. You ever get an eyeball itch? I do. Ian thinks it's someone. I don't think, maybe it wasn't Ian. Somebody said it was gross because I touch my eyeball when they get itchy. That seems pretty good. So I'm going to try and hold this. I'll push it over just a little bit there. And I'm going to use that existing hole in my filigree and punch it together. Hi, Monica. I'm glad to see you. Yeah, no problem. Definitely watch that replay. We took the t-shirt blanks and made them into these cute little arrows. That's very pretty. I'm going to see how accurate I am between these two with just eyeballing my scissors or my shears. Okay, so I'm off a little bit. So I don't really want to use this as a placeholder. So I'm just going to do everything again for this other one. Because they are off a little bit, but you're not going to be able to really tell when they're on your ears. And I can't even hardly tell as it is. And you're not going to be able to tell when this is on it. So let's do that again. Hold it kind of in the center where your ends will go. Actually, maybe it is a little. I might take off just a tiny bit of some of this. Get these lined up, which you can line them up prior to. That's probably a smarter idea than what I ended up doing. I mean, it's pretty close. It's just like this little section here. So I'm going to shear that off. And then we'll be pretty close to identical. I mean, it's just the smallest bit, but you can tell. I should probably cut it the other way, but I'll try to get it here. All right. Let me refile some of this here, make it rounded. That's pretty good. Okay. So now that they're a bit closer in size and shape, I mean, they're off just a tiny bit, but a lot closer than what it was. And now this one might look a little bit better. Okay. Make sure my lines will line up with my filigree here. Might bring it down just a little bit. Let me see what this looks like on that one. That's pretty good. All right. Using that existing filigree punch, I'm going to punch through my blank. Just enough to throw it off. Yes, exactly. That's super cute. I'm loving it so far. We'll do our rivet next. I want my nice point facing up, though that is going to be where my chaton will lay on top of my rivet head. I might have to use a bead awl to extend this. Oop, ooh, we got it just on. Nice. I want that to be the top one. Beautiful. Alright. This is about where we're going to be. I'm liking that. We'll hammer that one down and then we'll rivet the other one. There's my rivet tool here. Alright. This one I might cut just a tiny bit. This one really doesn't need to be cut, but just a tiny, tiny bit. Okay. Let's rivet these babies together. Okie dokie. I should zoom in a little bit here. That should be alright. I'm going to start with my rounded side because that helps me when I'm mushrooming the rivets to start. Alright, before I really crank this down, I'm going to position my filigree again. So it did kink just slightly. Alright. Gorgeous. Let me see if I can pull this just a little bit this way. Maybe I won't be able to. Might have hammered it a little too good there. That's alright. Alright, so there's one. Let's do the other here quick. Ooh, that rivet is a bad rivet. Let me get a different one. I looked at the head of that rivet and noticed that it was kinked pretty bad, and that would not do me a service, so let's thread this blank on. Gorgeous. Take a peek. It's looking pretty good on spot. Back over. Cut this rivet a little bit. Little bit. I mean, like the tiniest amount. Alright, back with the rounded side. Alright, before I get her tightened down, let's look. So this needs to shift back over. Oh boy, it'll let me. I might have went a little too tight. Oh, no, we're good. We're good. It'll let me shift it just enough. I know you guys are probably yelling at me for using my nails for this, but my nails are pretty thick. Okay. Beautiful. I might do a little tabs from the front there. Gorgeous. Okay, let's glue some chatons. Glue some chatons. I'm going to open up my liquid Loctite here, and I'm going to use a silicone brush. And I'm just going to dip my silicone brush in my Loctite just to get a little bit onto those rivets to glue our chatons on. Tiny bit there, and tiny bit on this one. Okay. And then I'm going to grab my chatons off to the side. Hopefully that's pretty center. Okay. That looks pretty good. Those are adorable. Ooh, you guys. Okay. Then you could do, I'm not going to do it, but hear me out. You can do like maybe a couple hole punches here on the side and do some coin chain dangling down. Like a couple, maybe like 3 strands of coin chain hanging down. Like that. Ooh, so pretty. Okay, so you can do that for sure. This would be a gorgeous kite, Peggy. Those are very pretty. Okay. So we have those. And then I would just throw those on an ear wire. Let's do, I have a couple of these ERO or ERO11s in silver. We can use for these. These are those shepherd hooks. Woohoo! Shepherd hooks look gorgeous with this. So let's do that. Let's put some of these shepherd hooks on. All right. Beautiful, beautiful. So we got those. Very pretty. All right. Let's execute this necklace design first. All right. Before we get into our birds and stuff here. And I do want to see where I have to be. So if I want this set down here, more than likely I'm going to have to use a jump ring through both of these, through the hole of the compass and through the loop of that. Otherwise, if I hang it down, then I can hang something off this bottom. But if I go up here, I think it's too high. Let me see it from here. I mean, that's not bad, actually. Now that I'm seeing it from... That's pretty, so you can use the existing. I like it set down here, though. So let's see what this looks like from the back. All right. So I have not enough room. I'll have to bring it up a little bit if I want to rivet that, but let's see what a jump ring, a JR 45 looks like. Or JR 40, but I don't think the JR 40 is going to be big enough. Let me try the JR 40 first. Okay. It might work though. We'll see. It's still a little open, so I need to close my jump ring all the way. Okay. So it hangs a little lower than I'd like. I want it like right there, but glue, there's not enough surface space. Resin will be hard because it'll seep out. Okay, let's try it with the top section here. This section I could rivet, but I would do it with an eyelet. I'm going to use an eyelet for this because I still want to be able to utilize that hole. This one's a bit of a larger eyelet. Ooh, I don't know if that's gonna work. I don't think I have small. Ooh, I might have a bronze eyelet that's really tiny. Hopefully this works. I'm hoping it's not too short of a rivet, but this one's definitely gonna be fit snug because I needed to use pliers to get that shoved down there. That might be enough to mushroom over. I'm not sure. Let's try it. There are times we wish this was a Zoom. I'd be raising my hand like a school kid. Yeah, seriously. Cut 1/8 of an inch off the jump ring. It will hang higher. Janet, that's a good... I guess I have done that before. But I didn't even think of that for this. So that's a good idea. E6000 is thick enough to hold onto then loops. So maybe if you wanted to glue, you could use E6000. I'm going to try to rivet this down using the super, super small eyelet. I might have to... Let me just bang a little bit on this loop here. I want to make it a little thinner. Just the loop part. Enough for just to give me a little bit more room to work with when doing my, that seems a little bit better. Okay, so let's bring this up here. All right, let's try to get this riveted on using this tiny eyelet. Okay. I wish there Lisa, I wish there was an easy way to do classes like that are interactive, but not just like through the comments, you know? I don't know if this one's gonna work. This eyelet isn't long enough. I don't want to rivet this hole. Let's see if I can extend the eyelet hole with my bead awl. I mean, if I had just a little more length on this eyelet, it would for sure work. Hold on. I want to show you what I'm doing. Pull this up here. So I have my eyelet hole here, and I'm going to stick my bead awl through so I can extend it a little bit, widen out that hole, and it should give me just enough to work with from the other side. Alright, now let me try this. Let me see if I can get her smashed down a little bit. Okay, that's pretty good. Now if you want, there's like a little bit of overhang from the loop up there that you can cut off, but I think it's fine for now because I'm going to use a jump ring there. The jump ring that I want to use is a JR40, but I don't think it's going to be big enough. I don't think it's small enough to fit through that hole because that hole is pretty small. So we're going to need a JR20, which I will grab the natural brass JR20. Let's see if this will fit through there. It might not. I'm telling you, this is such a thin one. I mean, otherwise you don't have to eyelet it, but I like to eyelet when I don't want this top piece moving. If you're going to rivet it, you won't be able to use that existing hole. You'll probably have to hole punch in the compass up top here. But I do have a smaller jump ring than this that will probably work. Gotta love it. Yeah, it's bending the heck out of my jump ring. Let me grab JR86. The 45 might even be too. Yeah, let me do the other one. This one should fit through no problem. This one should. Don't even tell me that you're getting stuck there. Okay. Beautiful. Alright. Let's do... You could put the moon up there. You can hang the moon off this middle one and then coin chain down, or moon there and then coin chain down. I'm thinking that I do coin chain starting on this row, going back behind this bar, but leaving the moon in front of this bar while the chain goes behind the bar. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the same thin jump ring, but a little bit smaller. Bring those out for coin chain. Say about 5 little strands, because I'm one of those, I like odd numbers. So if I'm turning the radio to something, it's got to be an odd number. I know a lot of people like evens, so when Ian's doing it, it's got to be an even. But if he turns it to 20, I turn it to 21 or 19. I don't know. It's either fives or odds are like my thing when it comes to numbers. Thanks, Cheryl. We're picking away at this. Moon on the left edge of the star. Moon on the left edge of the star? Like that? Or like there? Because that's like the left. Now, if I have jump rings for this, it's going to slide here to the lowest point in the center. So you could use like wire wrapping if you want it held up here. But I think I'm going to put it there. Or not there. There. And then have the coin chain coming down here. Let me see. How long do I want this coin chain? If I'm hanging it from there. I want to do like 4 coins. 4 coins. Yeah, we'll do 4 coins. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to chop this by all the 4 coins. Down on here. So 4 coins. It's coin to coin. So I'm going to have a little extra chainy here. Chain. I'm going to go up a link though because the coin is soldered to a link. So I want to make sure I still have at least a link. Just one hanging there off to the side of the coin. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then go down 1 link from the coin. Do another chop. One link above the coin. One, 2, 3, 4. 1 link below the coin. Oh, don't tell me I accidentally grabbed my coin. I did. Oh well, that coin's gonna have a little bit of a cut mark. A little too fast on my cut there. I think I grabbed it again on accident. Oh well. That one will be a little... Let me cut some of this extra stuff off my coin. Careful you don't hit your coins. And just chop off some of that extra flake. That should be fine. Alright, 1 more, or 2 more sections. And cut off this extra stuff up here. 1 link above coin, don't cut coin. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we said odds, so I'm going to do 1 more to make it 5. 2, 3, 4. Alright. There we go. So let's try this here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm going to do another one of those for the moon. So we're going to have 6 of those jump rings then. We'll hook the coin chain first. These jump rings should be thin enough. If they're not, you just use your bead awl to very slightly extend that. Where's my bead all here? Need a thinner point. So some of my beetles, I've cut off the points so they're a little bit thicker, and some that are a little bit thinner, but let's see if we can poke this through here now. Beautiful. And I'm going to hook this onto this bar. So we're going to do the middle bar for the coin chain. And then the coin chain is going to fall behind this bar, which is the bar where your moon's going to hang off of. At least for now, because I just want to see what that looks like. We can always, you know, flip the coin chain out the front if that's, you know, the look that we want. So I'm going to keep it down the back for now. Let's open up some of these other ones. This is why I said leave a link next to your coin, because you're going to need to attach a jump ring to that link. So always leave that link open and don't cut it off. Otherwise, you're going to have to take off a whole nother coin. And then you'll be down to 3 coins if you pre-cut. Alright, just a couple more times, or a few more times, because it's 3 more times. Okay. Extend it just a little bit. Now don't go too fast because you don't want to snap your links. But you do want them extended just a bit. There we go. Thread that on. Okay. 2 more. 2 more of my coin chain. I'm going to pre-open my jump ring, then I'm going to extend with the awl. I'm going to put the coin that's damaged up by the top jump ring here. That way it'll be hidden. It will be hidden from the rest. And then 1 more. And then we can hang our moon. Okay. That should be pretty good. I should have opened up one of these. One of these rings, these jump rings, and I think I opened this side. Might be wrong. Did I open the other side? Or did I open it at all even? There we go. Okay. Our chains out the back. You could do some like could also put spacer beads in here to space these out a little bit, or some extra jump rings. Alright, I'll take another jump ring here. Put this one on the bottom because I want my moon to be not hidden. Oops. Dang. Flip it on this way first. And then we'll flip it back over. That. And then I'm going to put a chaton up here as well, up in that compass. This is going to look super duper cute. Grab where's that silicone brush I had earlier for my glued Okay, this one's a little bit different, but it'll work because I'm just using it to glue on some chatons. There's a little bit of dried paint on it. There's probably some resin on it, but probably some glue on it yet, but that's okay. I just need to transfer some glue from the bottle to the middle here with my compass. I might do a little bit more. Not a lot was coming off there. Ooh, that's plenty. All right. Back in there. I might have done a little too much glue on that one. I'm going to pick up some of that. Okay, that's better. I didn't want it to really just like overflow everything. This chaton might even be too big. Oh, that's looking about right. Right in the center. Push it down so it gets nice and tight. Okay. Bye, Kathy. This is what I got for my little moon brace, or moon, whatchamacallit. Can do it like off that way if you want it. That's pretty. But remember, if I stand it up here, it's gonna find its way back to the middle because that's where all that stuff is. But you can put your moon up here next to these other jump rings, which would be cute. Okay, that's adorable. I would probably, if I didn't want to save some of this coin chain, I'd probably do even more on the coin chain part of it and make it nice and wide here down at the bottom. Yeah, something like that. That's very pretty. Do that. You could use coin chain to further your chain up. Like that. If you wanted. Yeah, that's pretty. Okay, let's do the bracelet before we get into the leftovers up here. So we have earrings. Necklace pendant. I guess we'll be able to see if we'll have quite enough here. So I want to do 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to do one coming off each end into singles. So I need to see what this looks like. So my wrist is pretty small. So I'm going to do that. Fit my wrist around 1, 2, probably do to here. That might be full circle. Let me just measure this. It's about a 6-inch section plus just over 1/2 inch. Yeah, that should be approximately alright. So I'm going to do it like that. I'm going to kind of chop that one in the middle of the chain though. So we need one of those. And then another one. Maybe I should have gone up a link, but up a coin. Should be okay. Do this one like right in the halfway mark as well. The chain part. Okay, now I'm going to cut in close. I'm going to make sure that I leave a link next to my coin so I can still use a jump ring on both sides. And then once I get these 4 sides attached to my lovebird connector there, that's when I'm going to find my spots for where my clasp and closure will lay. 1, 2, that's probably pretty good. I'm going to go up 1 on this. Alright, extending holes with coin chain, with using our bead awl. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to pre-do all 4 links, 2 on each strand. Alright. And I'm going to get them attached. Let's do those tiny jump rings again. These ones are all hooked together yet. Shorten 1 chain and hang it off that one. Like down at, like, are you talking about this necklace still? Like the moon? Like shorten 1 of the chains and then hang it on? That would be pretty. That'd be super pretty. Alright. All 4 loops on this lovebird connector, which we did take it from a bead cap to the half dap that it is right now. Okay. I just want to see how much. I think that'll be enough with the. Just remember, this is a pretty long clasp closure, so we still have that length to add to it. So I'm going to attach my other sides. Just pre-open some of these jump rings here. Now this one is going to go on this side. And this one is going to go on the other side. Alright. And then from here, I'm going to be able to tell where my center is. This is how I do a lot of my bracelet lengths. I'm going to cut right in the middle of the 2 coins. Yes, Cheryl, there are birds on this one. Isn't that adorable? All right, now some of the links here, when you cut, might flatten like this. Let me pull this out a little bit. No, it might have fallen. Might flatten like that. So just pull that out or recut it. There we go. Then I'm going to combine both of these links on the end into jump rings. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 4 of these. I'm going to do 2 on each side. No. I'm going to do 1 on each side, but I'm using a little bit of a larger one. Okay, we'll do 1 on each side. No. We'll do this. Hold on. I'm going to use JRV10 for all 4 links. And then that's going to tie into a larger jump ring, which is then going to host these. Those are a little more heavy set. I think the JR10s might be able to just slide right through that chain without having to extend it. Ooh, yeah, that's my favorite. Extending chain can be so tedious, but I'm telling you what, the amount of people that have never heard of a bead awl before and its intended purposes for extending holes and chain and just all sorts of things mind boggled me. So there's no way. And there have been so many people that have told me that I'm a quote unquote lifesaver because they didn't even know that was an option for soldered chain. Which, pretty neat. I love helping other designers with problems. She's like, how do I fit a jump ring? I was in one of the Facebook groups. How do I fit a jump ring through super small chain? And it wasn't any vintage chain. It wasn't, it was just like one of those random questions. And so I pointed them to the retail listing for the bead awl. And she goes, oh my goodness, you have no idea what you've done, because she said she had a whole bunch of chain she thought was just unusable because she couldn't get links through. I might have to extend this one a little bit. I'm not going to mess around with it. Nope, sometimes you just gotta just do the extra steps so you don't lose your mind threading jump rings through tiny stinking holes, especially when you're doing it so many times. But I think the coin chain is worth it because the coin chain is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, one more corner. Let's see if this one will just slide in. Yes. Okay. Let's get this last JRV10 in there. Solid brass JR10. Oh, we gotta do the bead awl maybe. I can see just like the tip of this jump ring coming through. Yep, don't even mess with it, Corian, just do it. Because you're gonna bend your jump ring and then you're gonna get mad and then we'll just be proactive and use the bead awl. That's what it's there for. Alright. Yeah, much easier. Much easier. Okay, bigger jump ring now. Let's do the JR40s. I'm going to do JRV40 because I do have solid brass versions right here. And that kind of seems to be the jump ring tone that I'm going with. So I'm going to thread both of the JR10s onto the JR40, which is connecting to my coin chain. And I'm going to take, which way do I want this facing? We're going to do clasp on this side. And then the eye on the other side. And get that closed up. Beautiful. And then I want to glue a chiton there to our lovebirds, which I should have put it like this because that's the lovebird way up. Alright, let's do the chiton. I should just keep whatever silicone brush I'm using for glue out. Alright, let's glue the chiton down. This one does have a little bit of an open back because it was a bead cap. I would just do the Loctite on both the front and the back to the crystal. There should be enough surface space for this to stick pretty good without you having to worry. Oh goodness. Let me pick up this dang chiton. Alright. Let's make sure this is in the center. So hard to see it from where I need to see it. Okay. That's probably pretty good for center there. Pushing down on it. Oh, sure, Peggy. I definitely understand that. I mean, and like if someone, you know, wants the clasp on the other side, it's not hard just to switch it real quick too, you know. I had to do some stuff like that for a lady down when I was selling jewelry in Virginia. Alright. Earrings. Did our bracelet. We slide some of these blank pieces. So I do not recommend just throwing these in the trash, okay? They are sharp. You don't want your trash guy or yourself to get cut by them. These little, you know, blank snippings. I suggest putting these in another container that you are throwing away so that doesn't happen. I've done that. Aunt Nancy has actually gotten cut pretty bad from a can lid thing that was in the trash. So I'll put them in a little baggie like this and save it for another container, like a hard container that I can throw it in, that it won't like get out and cut anybody. Alright. So we still have all this coin chain and the two birds and these two leftover filigree pieces. Now I'm definitely probably just going to snip these right off the bat since I'm not going to use them how it is right now. So I'm going to snip that right now, get that out of the way. And then I'm going to file those while I'm thinking about what the heck I'm going to do with these birds. Birds, coin chain, and leftover filigree bead. You guys enjoying the live so far? We're almost 2 hours in. Oh. I was like, what the heck? That's not a car I've heard before. It was just like the USPS truck, but it's not our normal guy that comes with his truck as a different truck. Alright, that's probably pretty good. And I have the loop on that one, so I'm going to snip the loop off because I'm not going to use that either because I want them to be the same. I'll just snip that loop off screen. I'm just going to file it quick. Oh, you're so sweet. Thanks, Peggy. So typically they always say to put the clasp, oh, did I click the wrong thing here? Put the clasp on the side that right-handed people do it. So my clasp is always on this side when I'm reaching my hand back. Yeah, all of them are on the right side. Okay. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm thinking here. This is my thinking face, in case you didn't know. Alright, I'm gonna... I'm gonna flatten these. For starters. Yeah, I think I'm gonna flatten these. Yeah, no, you guys are fine. It doesn't necessarily matter. I mean, it does, but it doesn't, you know, if the clasp is on the right or the left side. Let's take the hammer to these. I'm going to use the big hammer for this one. Looks like a buff bird. Oh, a buff bird. Too bad these weren't facing, like, opposite directions, because I'd love to do it where these were, like, coming in together. Like this. Maybe I could do it with the back. And then this side, like, facing forward. Let me hammer out this other one and we'll play with it and see. I don't think there's enough detail on the one for me to do that. I could paint them to see if that helps. Let me try and flatten this one out a little bit more. Let's try that. And then paint them, and then... Oop, I definitely don't want to smack my phone. That's for sure. Sorry, you're probably going to get no shot there. I was like making sure I didn't just put a hole through my freaking phone. So I'm trying to lose just a little bit of the detail in the front side of the bird, so when it's painted, it looks like the same thing. Branching out like that. Alright, that seems pretty good. Let me try that. I stated before that vintage needs to create left and right facing birds, bugs, etc. Yes. And it's, so in our high production things, we had holes added. So my ultimate goal is to, or one of my goals for ordering for the site and products for the sites is I don't want to have, I mean, some of the things, yes, but like the dragonfly, for instance, the curved one, we had a hole added to it for high production, but I think without the hole would be better, so somebody can place the hole wherever they want the hole to be on said piece, instead of being like, there's a hole there, I don't want a hole here. Let's say I want a hole up here, and then I have to cover it with a chaton there, or a chaton there, but ultimately have the hole wherever you want it. So I'm trying to get stampings that don't have the holes already punched in them, if that makes sense. Okay, let's do... I don't have like a super clean mat. I forgot to clean some of that off. Bear with me. Let's try and paint these so they can meet in the center here. And then we'll probably add the coin chain as kind of like a choker. Maybe we'll put this jonquil colored Rivoli somewhere in there. Ooh! Yes. Okay. Paint, 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 paint. Got some yellows, some browns, some silver. Should we do some copper? Maybe some... Let's see here. Oh, white gold would be pretty, I think. Maybe we'll do some white gold. White gold. Victorian gold. Maybe we'll do some Victorian gold. Or metallic gold, which is also considered Victorian. So Victorian gold or metallic gold with some white. with a brushing of iridescent gold. I think we can try those. And then that should be enough. We'll do these 3. Homeless would be fantastic. What? Holeless. Okay. Yes, Peggy. Homeless would be fantastic. Hey, did you guys love my video yet? My live video yet? Make sure you do that. I haven't seen many hearts come through yet, and you know, typically this isn't typically my stash review for everybody to see, so those loves really do help with this video specifically because it's broadcasted to everybody. So if you wouldn't mind just sending me a big ol' heart reaction in the comments there, that would be amazing. Alright, so I'm gonna do like a marbled metallic gold and white with a brushing of iridescent gold on the top. Thanks, Peggy. See? Peggy loved it for me. Who else can love it for me? Love it up! And then I will pick somebody at random after the live and that already has an open order who's loved it. I won't do the spinny wheel or anything. I'll just randomly pick somebody for like a little, I don't know, for like a little sampler gift or something. Like what we would normally do for like a little giveaway. So I won't announce who won it, but I will just include that in one of your orders. Okay, let's do like this marbledy thing. So I'm going to do some Victorian gold here. I want the Victorian gold near the head. I want to do a little bit of white at the rear, and then I'll bring in, actually, let me spread this around first. Let me do that first. Or not let me do that, because I should just be doing it and not telling you guys to let me do anything. Alright. I'm going to pull this to all edges first. So just pulling that paint. It's not going to dry on you right away unless you slap it on thin. I slap this on a little thicker, which I need for my marbled technique anyway. So just slap her on a little thick, not too thick to where it's not going to be able to dry, but just thick enough. Thick enough to get some marbled action. I'm going to do that on the other side too, as quickly as I can because it will start to dry. It won't totally dry yet, but I need some movement in the paint to be able to create that marbly look effect. I hammered the tip of my wing over the tail. That's okay. Alright, so I have my gold on. Thanks. Thanks, Lisa. I'm actually a little surprised at myself for this one too. This one was going to be a little bit harder for me, but it seems to be doing okay. I need to unclog this. I think we're doing okay so far. At least I'm not totally just botching this, right? Like there's some direction. I'm gonna add some white in here. White's gonna be bright. Just some dots. Because I don't want to overpower it, but I do want to be able to drag this around a little bit. So I'm just gonna add some white in there. And I'm gonna take a pin, head pin, eye pin, whatever you want to use, but I'm going to use the pin part. I'm going to pop some of these bubbles first off. Get some of those puppies out of here to dry my pin before I can pop some more. You guys notice that? Your bubbles won't pop if your pin is wet. So, like every few bubbles that you pop, I would just wipe off your pin. Oops. And then you should be able to grab some more. Now I want to pull my white around throughout my gold with my pin. Oops. Of course, I'm going to bring it onto my other one here. This is going to give it a very, I want to say almost like heavenly feel with the gold and the white. I'll pick up some of that white, bring it over, marble it in through the back. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to marble it through. Isn't it crazy the different effects and things that you can come up with when you're using our paints? Like, that's crazy. I'm gonna bring some more white up into this wing just a little bit. So we got marbled, marbled. Bring those down a little bit, and then I'm gonna bring my heat gun out. Alright, let's do that now. Heat gun. Start off high because, or low setting but higher up. Earth Heal, thank you. Because your paint will move around a little bit with the heat gun blowing on it, so just start high, so it doesn't move around too much, and then it'll start to dry, and then it'll move less and less and less. That's looking pretty good. Those are really pretty. Alright, now I can get a little bit closer and closer because it's drying a little bit faster. Remember, I did have a thick layer then, so it will take a little bit longer for this to dry. I mean, this will probably take a long time to dry, so I'm trying to get what I can dry, and then to speed up this process a little bit, I might do a top coat of resin to help with that. Alright, let's see. Remember, handling your metal after the heat gun, it can be hot, so be careful, please. Good thing that isn't designed to be outdoor house paint. House paint, sure, but it can be used for outdoor, like ceramics and pots and things like that. I think Jean's done a couple of those. You're so sweet, Cynthia. It's not very often that my YouTube comments pop up for me, but hers just popped up. Really enjoy watching you design live. It does help me create. Thanks. Love what you have created today. Thanks, Cynthia. Alright, let's... Yeah, we're still a little wet, so I'm going to pull these off. No. not pull them off. Let me get my UV light cured. You could do, I'm not going to do this, but you could do a little eyeball. I have smaller chatons. The smaller chaton would probably look a little bit better for the eyeball. Could do little eyeballs, chaton-wise, for the birds there. I'm going to take those off. Add a little bit of resin and pop those in the UV light. And then I'll probably do a connection. Actually, not yet. Not yet on the UV light. Hold on. In the resin. Let's figure out maybe we'll do, okay, this is a lot of coin chain, but I might be able to, let's wrap this to make it look like it's a double. I have to go like this. What do we think about something like this? Okay, so I would do your coin chain. I would jump ring or rivet this filigree to the inside tail. Flip this because this has got to be pointy side in, which connects to your coin chain. Like that with a where are my 20s? Okay, let's never mind. Okay, do like an F20 connector wrap for this filigree there in the center. Okay, like that. What do you guys think about that for a choker? And then you could do our chatons on the filigree like we did for our earrings. Like that. Cut that in half and the birds could hold the heart. Well, that's true. Just be like, there we go. I do like that. Now going with what Peggy said here, I think would be cool. If you had another one of these, I would do it like this. But you could do, instead of the rivoli there in the center, you could do the chaton, like Peggy said, so they're each holding a heart instead that connects them in the center. Instead of like cutting it in half, you could just do it like that and have one more of those on this side, which would also be very pretty. What are you guys thinking? What are you guys thinking? You like the Rivoli in the center more with this off to the side, or would you reserve 3 of these for this necklace? Pop this back over here so you guys can get another view of that again. The repetition is really pretty with the filigree on both sides and then the filigree in the middle. Too bad I didn't have one more of those. That would be really pretty. So I would do a hole punch kind of by the beak on both sides. And if you wanted to do the Rivoli in the center there, I would do an F20, fold 2 sides, the top and the bottom, and let the 2 other sides be your connecting points to the bird beaks. Otherwise, the same thing. Do the bird beaks, and then you can use these pre-existing holes here on this side and this side to connect as well from the bird beak area. That would be kind of cool too. Do I have another Jonquil Rivoli? I do. You could even do 2 Rivolis, one on either side with the wrap, with the F20 wrap, and then you can do the center one like that as well. So there's a lot of different ways that you can make this your own. This is one of the new pieces from that Jean had added to the website. You could do like a little dangle thing from the middle, maybe something smaller. Just trying to see what I have here. That would be gorgeous too. Okay, Lisa said no Rivoli. Janet said Rivoli. Lynn said, oh wow, love that filigree like that. I love the Rivoli in the middle and the filigree on the sides of the birds. So there's a lot of different ways that you can piece this together. I think this is stunning how it is. If you wanted to use, both of those from the center. I thought it was stunning from, which these are just 2 slightly different yellows. I don't know if you noticed that, but it's like trying to get the closest yellow I could, but I am really liking the repetition with the filigree, and then another filigree here. That's stunning. Otherwise, I do really... So I have like a lighter jonquil and a darker. So maybe the darker would be a better idea to match the more Victorian gold look that I have there in the center versus... Because I was going to brush it with some iridescent gold, but I think that's... I think it looks really good how it is. I don't think I would brush iridescent gold over top of that because you have a very bright, vibrant metallic gold with the white. Yes. Okay. This is what we've made today, ladies. Let me put this in the center there. That way we can kind of have a close-up of everything that we rocked today. Oh, you guys. Shut up. That's it right there. Just add the pendant hanging off a Rivoli. How beautiful is that? That's a stinking insane necklace. Oh my goodness. Just take that stinking pendant we made earlier and throw it right in the middle. You don't even have to have the Rivoli there if you didn't want. Light bulb! Do you guys like that? Or am I just crazy? Am I just crazy? You could use the FS029 filigree wrap for this because you can wrap everything except for 3 corners on that if you wanted. Otherwise, you can use the BC000. What's that bead cap? Hold on, I need to look it up so I can tell you. But there is. Let me grab the necklace quick that I'm thinking of. It would be. You can use BC007. Hold on. Yeah, right, Lisa? Gallery quality. Let me grab this other design here really quickly. Okay. So Just Lincoln designed this, but this is what I mean by the 3-way connector using the BC007. This is the BC007 bead cap with 3 prongs wrapped over the Rivoli and then 3 prongs left out. So you could essentially do that here and do the 2 top ones connecting to the birds and then the bottom one connecting to this one. Didn't it? It just made the whole thing. Happy accidents. Right? You guys? That's literally insane. I have to pop up your comments here. Let me see. Let me go grab. Don't be mad at me. I have to finish this out. Let me see if I can grab a BC 0007 quick. Because that's insane. We have to finish that out. Okay, I will be right back. Literally, like, I want to be so fast, okay? Just give me a second because I have to finish this out now. That's insane. All right. Hold on. Let me look at that bin location one more time because there's no way that we're out of this. Okay, 05. Hold on. I'll be right back. You guys can probably hear this stinking coin bib necklace just going crazy. Alright, so this is the BC0007 bead cap. Now, I just looked. I have no wholesale packs of it, and I have just a couple retail packs of it left. Sorry. I'm gonna have to get these on order ASAP. So I'm gonna pull these prongs. I really like this wrap. Okay. So you're gonna set your Rivoli in there. And then you're gonna fold over 3 of your prongs and leave 3 of your prongs out. So I'm gonna do 2 and then top there. Let me make sure I have all of this. Okay. Yes, that piece would look really beautiful. Lynn, you use these all the time. I love that. I love it. so I'm approximately gonna lift up each of my things about there. I just have to do it. It's so funny. So Kellen's been here helping us with inventory, which is Doug's grandson. And the other day, he goes, "So, what are you looking for?" Because he always likes to help me find things. And he goes, "It's crazy that you can go and find something based on just a part number." Because we have all those shelves, you guys know, out in the other one. And I'll go, like, directly to that shelf. He'd be like, "How do you know it's there?" And I was like, "Trust me. I've done this way too many times. I've pulled product way too many times. Pulled orders too many times. So on and so forth." I kind of just... I have a way of knowing about approximately what shelf and what location they're going to be in. Pull this last one up. I might be a little off center here, but whatever. I'm not like overly concerned. I just really want to show you guys what the jewelry would look on too, like what it would look like on as well. Jeez, I had to think of the right way to say that. Because I have a feeling that this necklace is just gonna be crazy. Seems like we're pretty dry there now. Now that we took a minute to do that. So I'm gonna hook, first matter of business, I'm gonna hook this pendant into the bottom of my Rivoli loop there. Alright, I'm gonna open that up. Thread that. Where's my... Because I'm going to photograph this afterwards and put it in the masterclass group on Facebook. So you guys will be able to, view this whenever you need. Okay. For those holes up there, I might do like a chaton on the top and then a chaton directly down on the other one to make them match, but I'm not too worried about that right now. About the holes. I'm more worried about construction. So I'm gonna pop a hole not right on its beak, but right above the beak. Yep. I'm gonna do that on the other side. Not on the beak, but right above the beak. Okay. And then I'm going to poke some holes. Punch some holes there in the center of the middle point of its tail. Hopefully it went up far enough on that one. Woohoo, just barely. And I'll be a little more careful before I finish that punch to make sure it's right where I need it on this side. You're going to want to punch prior to putting on resin anyway, if you want to do resin. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Alright, I'm going to glue some of these chatons quick onto the filigree there. Of course, it's going to glue straight to my tweezers. Okay, chatons are glued. Alright, hooking with jump rings. Probably gonna do these ones, these smaller ones. Keep clearing my throat. I guess it's the Duplessis way to do that. Alright, I'm gonna string these on. Okay. Let's get our filigree attached. I'm gonna do I want pointed side? I want rounded side toward the tail. That looks good. Next side. I keep dropping this out of my stinking hand. I'm going to string the jump ring through the tail first and then do my filigree. Seems it would be easier to do it that way. Anyway, rounded side toward tail. I'm hoping that I'm not getting sick, because Ian's sick and my voice has gotten a little groggy. I'm sorry, I'm really just missing the hole there. Okay. There we go. I'm hoping I'm not getting sick. That would not be good. Alright. Those, that, and then our coin chain. So I would do and end into either of those. So I'm going to do... First I'm going to split this in half, the leftover coin chain that I have. Alright. Two links are going into one filigree. And the other two links are on the other ones. A couple more jump rings here. Bring out a whole little load of them. Alright. We are almost done, ladies. Almost. And do top to top. Let's grab my other chain here. Ah. Beautiful. And then bottom to bottom. And the link end. And we gotta go on the bottom side of our filigree now. I'm hoping this will slide right over my head. If it doesn't, I'll have to throw a clasp on it, but that's not that big of a deal. Alright. Bunch of jump rings, but hey, we're gonna make it work, right? We're gonna get this done. It's gonna be a fabulous design. Quite a bit of work went into it, but hey, we love that. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Let's see. I'm just curious if I'm gonna have to put a clasp on this. It's so pretty. Definitely gonna have to put a clasp on it. Alright, let's see. Approximately middle. It's gonna be approximately there. Alright, we're almost done now. Super close. Super duper close. Bear with me. Bear with me. I'm keeping you guys a little long today. Oh goodness. This is probably gonna have to be another bead all adventure. Come on. Come on, I'm trying to speed it up for you guys. I'm just gonna go through and make those all larger while I'm sitting here. Okay. Beautiful. Let's get these threaded now. Oh, there's a lot of light coming in from that window, huh? I'm probably just gonna have to close that window. Goodness. Goodness, goodness. We haven't had sunshine in a little bit though, so it's actually nice that we're getting some of that. So I'm threading these thinner jump rings through the chain here so I can thread the jump rings onto another jump ring to hold the clasp, and then the clasp end on the other side. My dang wrist. You guys have a carpal tunnel or any wrist problems? I do. Wrist problems, hand problems. I have TMJ for my jaw. That's an issue. Which I need to get some splints for my mouth. But that's expensive. Healthcare is expensive. Alright. And then we'll grab a CL0003. I won't do solid brass. I'm just gonna do natural brass because that's what I have, but I will use the solid brass JRV40s. Alright, clasp goes on one end. I'm going to do thread, thread, oh, don't tell me that my JR40 is not going to fit. Okay. I think my loop to my clasp is a little bent, so that's probably why it was a little more difficult. So, like, the JR40s typically hold that really well. Where did I throw that other JR40? Did I not bring it out yet? Oop, there it is. Oop, there it is. Oop, there it is. Thread, thread, clasp closure for my CL0003. Wonderful. Alright. So, we have made a bird celestial bracelet as well as a necklace because these are also birds in there, and then our earrings to tie them all in. I'm gonna put these up here for you guys. Let me shut that window. Hold on. Not the window, but the blind, so it's not so crazy. You could also link another strand of chain into those holes at the bird wing. Oh yeah, you could do like a little section of coin chain coming down. I think I'm just gonna glue chatons there. Make it easy since we've done a lot of work on these puppies. So let me grab 2 more of those chatons. I'm just gonna keep the chaton size the same. All my other chatons are left in my room yet, so. Whoops. Do you have the Jonquil Rivolis in a live shop? I don't think so. I don't think I have a listing that's right for those. I'll have to see if I even have stock of the yellow, because I'm not sure that I even have stock of the yellow. But I will let you know. Alright, I'm going to go a little bit of glue there, a little bit glue on the other side, which this has enough surface area where you're not going to have to glue it from the back or resin it from the back. Let's flip these chatons. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, I think they look good just with the chatons up there. You could do like, yeah, I think I'm on, hold on. Let me just lay them out first. That's why I like chatons, is because you can put them wherever, and then if you like where they're at, you can further glue them on from there. I like them with the singles, I think. I think the singles looks a little cleaner. Alright. Beautiful. That looks insane. Let me see if I have an old stash. This is insane. And then we'll be able to put this on. I'm going to take this big stinking coin bib off. Oh, my ring is stuck in my hair. Alright. Isn't that just insane? So that's what I was wearing. But let me grab, I think I have one more stash that I haven't shipped yet. Because I do want to show you guys what we started out with and what we came up with. Because this is crazy. Alright. So this is what we made. Maybe this was a good one to do the public event for. Alright. So we had 2 natural brass birds, a few feet of coin chain. We'll do birds like that. The clasp set. 2 t-shirt blanks. Moon. Let me put this coin chain up here. That frame. The filigree ball. The compass and the lovebirds. So we took, move that over just a little bit. We took this stuff on this side and made this set. Now, just think of it like this. Not only did you get this shipment and this class for $35, I could probably, at a minimum, sell just this necklace for like $150. Woo! Fireworks, explosions, light bulbs, all of it. It's good markup. You could sell this as a full complete set and do like $185 to $200 retail. Oh, it looks so good, you guys. You guys are so amazing. I appreciate you. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Cindy. Thanks, Patty. I know, the coin chain necklace is insane. You guys, I have, not only did I blow your minds, but I also blew my mind today. Because, okay, let me tell you. I pulled this stuff not even knowing what I was going to create today. We weren't even going to put this pendant there on the bottom until I just like slid it over there and was like, oh, we need to finish that. This is how unprepared I was today. Do not laugh at me. You probably saw me as I got up and was running, but I'm wearing an orange dress shirt with blue sweatpants because I forgot today was a live day. And I keep this shirt here just in case, so at least, because you guys are just mostly seeing my top view anyway, so I was like, we'll make it work, because this is a public event. I was like, it's not just private. Oh no, I'm done for. Alright, let me pop up this real quick again. So for $35, you get 2 times the rewards points, live classes, so you get 2 Ask the Designer classes, 1 stash class, which is what you saw today, and 1 master class, so you get 4 classes a month. You get the loot. This, I shouldn't call it loot. This stash shipped out to you, valued at $75 or higher. You know, it's so worth it. And then you get to hang out with me, and you get to design on the fly, see my design process, because though it may be like just totally crazy sometimes, like I don't know what to do with this, and I'm putting things over top of other things and cutting, you know, it ends up working out, thankfully. At least in this time it did. Thanks, Lynn. Thanks, Cindy. Thanks, Connie. You guys are so sweet. Alright, who's ready to see what this looks like on? Because I took off my bib necklace just to do this. Let me switch views here. I'm going to pull this off. I'm going to try and make you guys higher than me so you guys don't have to see I'll pull this down a little bit, my blue sweatpants. You still think that's funny? I was like, Callan, you like my outfit combo today? Sweatpants and a dress shirt? Looks fab. Okay. Oh, I'm also wearing one of the bracelets for Wednesday as well. So be excited for Wednesday, because I'm excited for Wednesday. But today was just absolutely crazy. I know! Alright, let's get our lovebirds. This one might be a little too big for me, because, yeah, I didn't totally measure the chain too well. I have chain go in both directions. But I would make this one just a bit tighter on me. I'm gonna cinch it back here so you guys can see what it would look like, how I would normally wear it. On occasion, I do take your suggestions. I do like to at least lay things out how you guys would want to envision them. So at least I do that. Some of them I take. Some of them I'm like, I really like that idea, but I'm going to go with this other one. So that's our beautiful bracelet, our lovebird bracelet. Stunning. That was Peggy's comment that I was referring to earlier. All right. And then that's the one with our clasp closure there, our hook closure on the back. Our earrings are going to be stunning, I have a feeling. Oh, yeah. Those are very beautiful. Simple, beautiful, and would just go with this whole set. So I'm happy that we cut up those t-shirt blanks. Because now that I'm thinking about it, if we would have tie-dyed those t-shirt blanks, I don't think that would have gone with the theme of the rest of this. Wow. You were being serious about what? What, Peg? Right. Make sure I don't clasp this into my hair, because that seems to be what I like doing here. Alright. So I'm not wearing an undershirt either, which normally I would, but because I forgot the live today. So this is what it would look like if it was long, but I would pop this up just because this is where I really like to hang my necklaces from, though, is from a little higher. Hold on, I gotta pull up this side. There we go. That's beautiful. That's really, 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 really just it. It's so pretty, you guys. Yes, let me see if I can. Oh, taking your suggestions, yes. Yes. All right. So it's a little, I'm trying my darndest to move this. Hold on. Let me fold this out a little bit here. Okay. So I'm going to show just a little bit of it, hopefully from this view. I wish I was wearing a better shirt for you guys today. Hold on, I'm gonna do this. Let me take off this ring, because it's getting caught every time I put my hair back. This stinking shirt. Why do you guys even like these? Just kidding. I love them too, but... So just imagine my choker necklace, my moon choker necklace isn't behind this. Yeah, that's a winner. Peggy, you're probably right. It won't come home with me today because I have been browsing for a display that I'm going to hang next to my bed for my jewelry. Okay, hold on. Don't move there. That's pretty good. Now, the filigree would stay in between those if I was holding the back up where it was supposed to be, but because you know what I mean? I have it dropped and it's not clasped super tight. And I'm not necessarily a huge fan. I mean, I love the color yellow, but it's not something that I typically work with paint-wise. Which I know we did gold, but even then, yeah, that's very pretty. Okay. I'm glad that you guys were able to join me today. I'm very happy that we were able to do a public event, so that way the ladies who aren't subscribers have a little sneak peek into what we do with our shipments every month. I just can't believe we made that from the stuff that I shipped out. That just blows my mind. Don't forget, Wednesday we're going to be going over my designs for then. So I'll be teaching you this paint technique with the butterflies. And then how to make a Swarovski Rivoli ring. And then this really pretty bracelet, so you guys get a little sneak peek of what's to come. If you wouldn't mind, please go visit Vintage on Facebook, the Facebook page, and mark that you're going to the event, because that helps a lot too, and then you'll get notifications. Then we have these, so that same moon that we used today will be featured again, and then we have these as well. So just some of the designs for Wednesday that are coming up. And then I will get this photographed for you guys. I'll have like the stash photographed as well as the finished jewelry, and I'll get those posted in the masterclass for you, so you guys have that inspiration to look back on if you weren't able to follow along today. And that way you just have a constant reminder of what you can do. But anywho, you wish tomorrow was Wednesday. You know, and I was sitting here thinking like, oh, maybe Aunt Jean and Ainsley should do the stash demo along with the loot demo, but I was like, I can't overload them with stuff either. I mean, we're all just overloaded, but I feel like you guys would totally be mad at me if I stopped doing the stash reviews, so I won't do that to you guys. Was in and out dealing with my insurance company over a huge homeowner's rate increase. Girl, mine also. My insurance for my house skyrocketed another $300 a year. What? I've never made a claim, and you're gonna charge me another $300 a year just to insure my house? What? Yeah. Don't even get me started on that. Don't even get me started. They're just... Insurance is a scam. It's not, but it is, and it's so bad. All insurance is just taking advantage of people. $800? Oh no. I'd be like, cancel? Who's next? Alright, everybody. I will see you come Wednesday, and then you guys will see Jean and Ains on Friday. But I don't think there's anything else that I have for you today. Thanks for sticking it out for another 3-hour live demo with me. You guys know that my demos take a bit longer, but I think today was definitely worth it with what we have come up with for our finished designs. So, stay tuned for some releases and new product and all that fun jazz, and I will catch up with you guys on Wednesday. Good luck on everything. Stay warm, stay safe. And if you guys need anything, email me, warehouse@vintage.com. I love just chatting.